Welcome back to your Caribou Data Science channel. Today, this is the Wednesday, June the 22nd, 2021. I'm doing something a little different today. We're actually going to record all the YouTube videos as one video. You can see the order in the title slide. You see the order in which the videos are going to be presented. This is, of course, also streaming live on Twitch on Dave's Data Annex channel, David J. Jackson on Twitch. So you can see here that for the previous 365 days, the U.S. has had 52.7 million cases, 414,861 deaths. You can see that 2022 COVID-19 cases in the U.S. have passed the total for 2021. But a little bit of good news is that the 2022 COVID-19 deaths have not caught 2021's COVID-19 deaths. If you look at this on a 7-day moving average, you can see that as of June 18th, the U.S. is averaging 98,999 cases per day, with an average number of deaths at 292.8 deaths per day. You can see we did have this 5-6 week inclining pattern here, but now last week has appeared to level off. Maybe this is the beginning of a new set of numbers for the U.S. The declining pattern. Overall, the pattern for the U.S. COVID-19 deaths is kind of downward, although it does appear to level off here a little bit. What about COVID-19? What about COVID-19 cases? Monthly case. We can see, unfortunately, June and July is going to be the highest number in all the previous. Well, uh, May and June are going to be above these numbers here, okay, for cases. The good news is, and this is good news, 1, 2, 3, 4 months in a row now, we're going to see a decline in COVID-19 deaths in the U.S., okay? So let's go over here now, update our system. Okay, so let's keep this report rolling along now with, well, Brazil, then Spain. Okay, Spain, let's see what your Brazil, let's see what your numbers are looking like for as of June the 22nd, 2022. You can see for the previous 365 days, Spain has averaged 13.7 million cases. Brazil has averaged 13.7 million cases, 166,353 deaths. And we can see for Brazil that your 2022 cases have already passed 2021 total cases. But the good news is deaths have not caught or passed 2021 total COVID-19 deaths. And we can look at the numbers here. You can see as of June 18th, you were averaging 39,621 cases per day and 148 deaths per day. You can see the last few weeks you have had an increase in COVID-19 cases on a weekly basis. And hopefully this week is going to be the beginning of a new downward trend in cases, in COVID-19 cases in Brazil. And you can see here, nice declining pattern for COVID-19 deaths. May is going to be the most number of cases out of the previous 3 months. But there's a slight chance that June could be the 4th month in a row we see a decline in COVID-19 deaths in Brazil. So that's the best news of all. Let's keep the support wagon moving along to Spain. Alrighty now, Spain. Let's see how we look here now. And for the previous 365 days, Spain is at 8.8. It's at 8.85 million cases, 27,094 deaths. You see that the 2020 cases for Spain have just was just went right by 2020 numbers like it was standing still, as we say. Deaths in Spain have also passed 2020 on deaths. As of June 18th, Spain has had 14,072 cases on average per day and an average of 52.1 deaths per day. You can see the numbers are pretty doggone low. We had a little declining pattern here, but the numbers are pretty low. What, about 125,000 cases per week, all the way back over there? What about deaths? Well, there is an overall downward trend. Just why are these? Okay, these spikes could be affected by Monday's numbers because Spain does only record numbers Monday to Friday. So that means Monday's numbers could be a little high. But that's okay. The overall trend is still down for COVID-19 deaths in Spain. In terms of monthly cases, well, June is going to be maybe the lowest number of cases in 6 months. Okay. What about deaths? Well, deaths are going to be 4 months where we see the declining pattern. All right. That does include a report for Spain for today. Except I probably didn't record that, did I? Jeez, Dave. Okay, one more time. Let's take a look at Spain one more time, okay? I'm still working on my new system here. So, for Spain, one more time, for the previous 365 days, Spain is at 8.4 million cases, 27,094 deaths. You can see here that Spain has more cases already in 2022 than total all 2021. More COVID-19 deaths in 2020 than they had all 20. More COVID-19 deaths in 2022 than they had all 2021. This is a 7-day average. Again, this is averaging 14,072 cases per day and 52 deaths per day. You can see here there is a general dynamic. First of all, the numbers have been under 125,000 all the way back over to here. And over here, we have seen a slight declining pattern in COVID-19 cases in Spain. Overall, this period here is a downward trend in COVID-19 deaths in Spain on a weekly basis. And you can see that this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be June's going to be the 7th month is the lowest number of cases in 7 months. Okay. Deaths, the 4th month in a row, we're going to see a decline in COVID-19 deaths, and also the lowest number of deaths of the previous 6 months. Okay, of the previous 7 months, even. All right. That takes care of the report for Spain for today. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. Okay, so we're going to continue our little report parade here with India, Israel, Sweden, Portugal, Sweden, and the U.S. Where's India? Up here. Okay. Okay, India, let's take a look now. For the previous 365 days, India has had 13.3 million cases, 135,601 deaths. We can see here that India's numbers have already, the cases have already passed 2021 cases. Good news is that 2022 COVID-19 deaths is lagging behind the total for 2021. You can see over here as of June 18th, India was averaging 12,304 cases per day and 15.8 deaths per day for, for India. You can see here that their weekly cases is pretty doggone low. Deaths over here have been falling. Actually, really overall, they've been declining all the way back over here. It's just a nice long declining pattern we'd like to see in terms of COVID-19 deaths in India. Look how crazy, although June's going to be a little higher than the previous 3 months, still it's going to be pretty doggone low for cases. Deaths, 1, 2, 3, fourth month in a row, we're going to see a decline in COVID-19 deaths. Look at these deaths compared to these months back over here. I don't know what India's doing right, but they should bottle that stuff and sell it. Okay. That concludes your report for India for today. Okay, let's keep this report moving along here now with Israel. Okay, we can see for the previous 365 days, Israel has had 3.4 million cases, 4,487 deaths. You can see that 2022 cases for Israel has passed 2021 cases. 2022 deaths in Israel has also surpassed the 2021 total deaths. Israel is currently averaging 8,132 cases per day and 4.1 deaths per day on average. Numbers are pretty doggone. Over the last 3 weeks, we have seen a bit of an increase. Hopefully, this is just a little speed bump, not a beginning of a new trend in Israel. And overall, you can see that the weekly deaths have been pretty low here because this line right here is 50. So this is about 25 deaths per week. And you can see over here that, while this number's above this number here, the total cases for the month of June are still pretty doggone low. Okay? Deaths, look at this. This will be the fourth month in a row we're going to see a decline in COVID-19 deaths. And this is going to be the lowest number of deaths in what? In 5 months, 5 or 6 months, all the way back over to January 2022. Okay? So that concludes the report for India for today. Okay, so this should bring us to Portugal. Let's make a little rumbling noise outside. Okay, Portugal, for the previous 365 days, you had 4,200, 4,000, what do we have here? 4.2 million cases, 6,878 deaths. You can see that your cases, of course, I just ran right on by 2022 total COVID-19 deaths. 2022 deaths have passed the total 2021 COVID-19 deaths in Portugal. You can see, unfortunately, they had a bad primary the last couple of months. So you can see this declining pattern. A few days drop here. Let's just see something here. As of June 18th, they're averaging 13,549 cases per day. Big increase in COVID-19 deaths. Well, you can see as of June 18th, Portugal is only averaging 34.13 deaths per day. You can see this, the effect of this big. These numbers here, while we're lower than this, we're well above these numbers back here, okay? So but over here, you can see a nice 4 or 5 week declining pattern of COVID-19 cases now. And also you can see a bit of a decline in COVID-19 deaths in Portugal also. Well, you can see that the COVID-19 cases for June are going to be a little higher than this 2 months right here. Actually, it's going to be the 1, 2, 3, fourth. June's going to be the fourth highest, most number of cases for any month out of the previous 12 months. Okay. Oh, hey, Huey, Huey News, how you doing, friend? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks so much, man. I'm just wrapping up a few COVID-19 reports here. Of course, I'd appreciate it you if you click on that follow button for me also. Okay. These are COVID-19 numbers for Portugal we're looking at right now. And you can see that well, Portugal's really struggling with this with COVID-19 deaths right now. So we got let's upload this. So, Huey, what are you up to today, friend? So we can see that Sweden for the previous 365 days is averaging 14.28 million. Wait a minute, I can't count. So for the previous 365 days, Sweden has had, let's say, 1.43 million cases, 4,505, 4,505 deaths. You can see that the 22 cases, I just waltzed right on by the total number of cases for 2021. And you can see here deaths for 2022 is way, way ahead of 2021 cases, which has to be a shock for Sweden considering how good their numbers were in 2021. Nonetheless, you can see how how crazy low Sweden's cases are right now. For June the 13th, Sweden's averaging 274.7 cases per day and 3.7 deaths per day. Look how crazy though their weekly cases are, and a nice declining pattern in COVID-19 deaths in Sweden. Well, you can just we could just June is going to be the lowest number of cases in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in almost a year. Okay, cases, deaths. Well, the lowest number of deaths, and we'll see 4 straight months in a row of deaths, counting COVID-19 deaths. But also, this death is going to be the lowest number of deaths in 1, 2, 3. Well, all the way back over to here, all the way back over to September. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's a very good chance that COVID-19 deaths in Sweden are going to be the lowest number of deaths in 8 or 9 months. Okay, so that's very good news. I was making a separate report, for, YouTube report for each country, but I'm going to try something different this week. Well, I'm going to go with a single report. Okay, so this